Now we're going to cover what most people have probably been waiting for, and that's how to actually invest in the NASDAQ. As mentioned before, ETFs that track the NASDAQ-100 index are going to be the most popular option. And Invesco QQQ, the second most traded ETF in the United States, is the most popular fund that tracks this index. So that's what we're going to be using to gain exposure to the NASDAQ-100. And as far as the brokerage platform goes, we're going to be utilizing Robinhood. They offer commission-free trading, fractional shares that let you invest as little as $1, and a ton of other great features. But best of all, you can actually get a completely free fractional share worth up to $200 when you open a new Robinhood account using my affiliate link down below or by visiting ryanoscribner.com/Robinhood. Once you open your account, you'll be able to choose what company that you get a fractional share of, and it's from a list of 20 leading American companies. So be sure to click that link now and sign up to get your free stock, and your use of that link is what makes videos like this possible, so thank you. Now let's jump into Robinhood and I'll show you exactly how to invest in the NASDAQ-100. Okay guys, so here we are over on Robinhood, and the very first step we're going to take here is depositing some money to invest with. So right now I have buying power of just 27 cents. Now with the fractional shares, you can invest as little as $1 single here into the NASDAQ ETF or any ETF or stock that you want to on the platform. But for our purpose here, we're going to be doing a $25 investment. So I'm going to click here on buying power, and now I'm going to click on deposit funds. And at this point, I have to actually stop the screen sharing because of a protective screen. So I'll just go ahead and take screenshots here for the workaround. On this screen, I have to input the amount I'm looking to deposit, so it's going to be $25, and then we're going to click on continue. And then on this screen, I simply have to select which bank I am looking to deposit from in case you have multiple linked. And then if you have multiple Robinhood accounts, say for example, a individual account and a retirement account, you have to choose which account, and then you can choose the frequency. I'm just looking to do a one-time deposit, but if you're looking to do this on a schedule, you could also set that up here as well. And then you simply click on the deposit button at the bottom, which should match the amount you're looking to deposit. And the next screen is going to give you confirmation that the deposit is initiated. So in this case, it says it started off today, and the deposit is going to be completed tomorrow. And then if we hit continue once again from here, you should get a notification that you have instant deposits available. And that means that you can invest this money right away while it settles from the bank. So that's one of the reasons why I use and recommend Robinhood, is because of that instant deposit feature, meaning that you can invest right away. So we're going to click on continue once again. And now that we have completed that deposit here, we can see that we have buying power of $25.27. So we're going to click on the back button now and return to the home screen. And now we have to search for the ETF that we're looking to invest in. So we're going to click on the search bar here at the bottom, and this is going to show you the market screen here with the performance of the various indexes. We can actually see the NASDAQ-100 right here under the market. So if you click on that, it does bring up the NASDAQ-100 index. This is just going to be a screen for tracking this index, not investing in it. But I just wanted to show you how popular this is as a benchmark for tracking the performance of the NASDAQ. But we're going to click on the back button for now, and we're going to click in the search bar, and now we're going to type in the symbol for the Invesco fund, which is going to be QQQ, and we can see Invesco QQQ at the very top, and if we click on that, this is going to be the ETF that most people use when investing in the NASDAQ. So you can click around and see what the performance has been over different periods of time. We're actually in a little bit of a sell-off here over the last month, but you can see over the long run, it's been a positive return here for this particular ETF. If you click on the advanced mode here, you can get more advanced charting and things like that, but we're not going to dive into that in this video. I do have a full Robinhood tutorial that will show everything in more detail if you're interested. I'll put that in the corner for later. But what I want to show you now is if we scroll down, you can see the sectors and top holdings represented in this particular fund. So in this case, we can see that 54.7% of this entire fund is invested in the technology sector. And then the next biggest category from there is communication services and so forth. But the main point I want to drive home here is that this is a tech-heavy fund. And the other thing people often find interesting is looking at the top 10 holdings. So if I click over here, this is going to show us what are the top 10 biggest components of this fund. And this is pretty crazy, but 9.8% of all of the money invested in this fund flows directly into NVIDIA because of how big this company is. After that, the second largest is Apple at 8.83%. Then you have Microsoft at just under 8%. Broadcom comes in around 6%. Amazon is about 5%. And then the two classes of Google combined make up a little under 8%. Then you have Tesla, Meta Platforms, and Netflix, believe it or not, making up the top 10 here. If you scroll down, you can also get some more additional statistics on volume and expense ratio. So that is one important thing to cover here is the expense ratio, which is your cost for investing in this fund. That's coming in at 0.2%, which is pretty reasonable compared to the averages in the industry. And that is going to be $20 of annual expenses on $10,000 invested, which is, most people would say, pretty reasonable. One other thing I wanted to mention is that this fund does pay a small dividend, and you can see that listed under the 30-day yield. It's currently 0.43%. If you want to maximize your rate of return and compounding, what a lot of people will do is reinvest that dividend, and you can do automatic dividend reinvestment through Robinhood. You can check out my full tutorial for instructions on how to set that up. But I did want to mention here that there is a dividend paid out on a quarterly basis. Below that, you can get information about news surrounding the particular fund, related lists, which are going to be any lists on Robinhood that contain this. And then at the bottom here, you can see average annual returns here for this particular fund if you want to take a look at the historical performance. But what I'm going to do now is click on the green buy button here at the bottom, and you can see by default it's going to be a dollar value investment. So like I said, you could do $1 if you wanted to, and that would buy you 0.00165 shares. From here you would just swipe up, but I'm actually going to change my order and show you guys a few other things. In the top right, you have a drop down here where you can change it over to buy in shares. So if you wanted to buy one whole share of this, you would have to spend $603.28. So again, that's one of the reasons why I like Robinhood, is because those fractional shares just make it so much easier for people to be able to invest. And again, if you click on the drop down once again, another thing I want to show you here is recurring investments. So if you wanted to set this and forget about it and have an automated investment schedule, you can do an every market day buy, you could do a weekly buy, every 2 weeks, or every month. So if you wanted to invest every month and let's say put in $100 per month, you would just set it up like this, click on continue, and then figure out your funding source, whether you use money that's already in your account or it draws from your bank account. But that's a really handy feature here to be able to set it and forget it. But what we're going to do now is click on buy in dollars, and we're going to make a $25 investment into this. So I've typed in 25. We're going to click here on review, and this is going to buy us 0.04145 shares. And once everything looks good, we can go ahead and swipe up. And just like that, we bought $25 worth of QQQ, the NASDAQ-100 ETF, and the average price per share is $603.02. So if I click on done, and then it's going to have something we have to just make a decision on here. I'm going to say no thanks. And then if we scroll down, we can now track our position below the chart, and it shows that we're now down a very small amount of money because the price of this is always going to be fluctuating. But this is how you would track the performance now of your investment. Or you can go back to the home screen, scroll down, and see it listed here under your stocks and ETFs.